This is your pre-trip inspection video. We're going to start out with your overhead clearance lights. Left and right turn signals, four-way flashers, and your reflectors. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Amber in color, working properly. My left and right headlights, both high and low beams. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Working properly, and clear in color. Then you're going to look under the truck and check for leaks. Then you're going to look down the right side and the left side and check for leans. Then you're going to come over, you're going to raise your hood. You're going to come over to the right side of the engine compartment. My turbo and exhaust all the way to the back of the truck, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, no leaks, no signs of black soot. Then you're going to come down here and you're going to point to your belt driven water pump, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, not leaking. Your belt driven alternator, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. All my electrical cables are properly mounted and secured at both ends. They're not cut, split, or corroded. Engine, coolant reservoir, and cap properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking, filled to the proper level. Your coolant hoses, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not split, cut, or blistered, not leaking. Both your engine belts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not cut, split, or frayed, no more than 3/4 inch free plate. Then you're going to come around over on the left side of your engine compartment. You're going to start out with your engine oil dipstick and engine oil filler cap. Both properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, filled to the proper level, not leaking. Then you're going to hit your gear-driven power steering pump and gear-driven air compressor and your governor. All three are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, not leaking. Power steering reservoir and cap, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking, filled to the proper level. All your coolant hoses are properly mounted and secured at both ends. They're not cut, split, blistered, or leaking. Steering column, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. My steering gearbox, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. This right here is your fitment arm. This is your drag link. That is a steering knuckle with a Carter pin and castle nut. Here is your steering arm. And then the round one you see back there in the frame is your tie rod. All properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Now you're going to go to your suspension. Front spring mount, rear spring mount, leaf springs, 2 U-bolts, and there's 4 nuts on the bottom, all properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Your leaf springs are not scissored. Then you're going to mention your shock absorber, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking, working properly. Then you're going to come and you're going to get your brake hoses and lines and your brake chamber, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. Then you're going to hit your push rod, which is that 2-prong fork that you see there. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not bent. This right here is your slack adjuster. properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. There's no, if this was a manual slack adjuster, there'd be no more than 1 inch free play. Then you're going to point in here to your shoes and drums, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. No less than 1/4 inch thickness on the pads, and there's no grease or oil on them, which would indicate an inner seal wheel leak. Then you're going to come out here, you're going to talk about your tire. Steer tires. These cannot be recaps. They're properly mounted and secured, filled to the manufacturer specifications, which is indicated on the side of the tire. There's no cuts, gouges, or bulges. Tread is evenly worn across the tire. Tread depth is no less than 4/32 of an inch. Then you're going to come down here, you're going to hit your metal rims, metal valve stem and cap, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. Rims are not, have no illegal welds, so properly mounted and secured. Next you're going to talk about is your lug nuts. Lug nuts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. There's no rust trails or shiny spots on them, which would indicate a loose lug nut. This right here is your outer wheel hub seal. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Filled to the proper level and working properly, not leaking. Next, you're going to go to your driver's door mirror. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. And adjusted properly to the driver. My driver's door handle, both my hinges, and both my safety latches. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Driver's door seal all the way around the door. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no gaps. I have 6 spare of fuses in my overhead compartment. I have an ABC or BC fire extinguisher, which is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it is fully charged. I have 3 warning triangles in my side compartment. Good. Next, you're going to do your driver's door steps, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, free and clear of any loose objects or debris. My DEF tank and cap, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Cap is present and the color is blue. I have at least 1/8 of a tank of fluid. Then you're going to come back in, you're going to do your fuel tank and cap. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Cap is present and tight, and there's no leaks. Also, I forgot to mention, your left turn signal 4-way flashers, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, amber in color. Then you're going to come back here. I've got my DOT tape or reflectors, properly mounted and secured, not ripped or torn, clear in color. Both my air lights and glad hands, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. They're not cut, split, or torn, no leaks. My electrical line, properly mounted and secured at both ends. It's not cut, split, or frayed. And both my safety latches are in place. Next, you're going to look down here at your drive shafts. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Nothing wrapped around them. And my universal joints are properly lubed. Your tractor frame from front to back, side to side is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no illegal welds or holes. My catwalk and steps, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, free and clear of any loose objects or debris. Right here you have your torsion bar, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Then you'll go with your Z-spring mounts, your Z-springs, your 2 U-bolts and 4 nuts. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Working properly. Then you'll do your brakes again. You'll do your brake lines and hoses, your brake chamber. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. Your push rod slack adjusters. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Push rod is not bent. If this is a manual slack adjuster, there'll be no more than 1 inch free play. And again, you'll do the same thing on your brake shoes and linings. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No less than 1/4 inch thickness on the pads. No grease or oil, which would indicate an inner wheel seal leak. My header board, which is the front of your trailer, has no damage. Bud wheels, butted up tight against each other, evenly spaced all the way around, no debris in between them. My tires, properly mounted and secured, no cuts, gouges, or bulges, evenly worn across the tread. Tread depth is no less than 2/32 of an inch. Inflated to manufacturer specifications, and these can be recaps. My rim and metal valve stem and cap, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No illegal welds. Metal valve stem and cap is not bent or leaking. This right here is called an outer axle hubcap. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. You're also going to want to mention your shock absorber and your airbag. There's your shock absorber, and there's your airbag. Properly mounted, secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. Now you're going to do your 5th wheel. This right here is your skid plate and your kingpin, which you cannot see because the trailer are hooked together. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Kingpin is not bent. There's no gap between the bottom of my apron and the top of my 5th wheel. My release handle is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, in the inward locking position. You have 3 locking pins right here that you cannot see because on the inside, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. A 5th wheel airline, that's a little pigtail thing, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. This right here is the platform and mounting bolts. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, no missing parts or bolts. You'll come back here, you'll point up toward the back of your 5th wheel and say that my locking jaws are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they are secured around the shank of the kingpin. Then you're just going to point up here to the top of your 5th wheel. That's your skid plate. Your skid plate is properly lubed. You're going to come back to the back of your tractor. You're going to point out your left and right turn signals, 4-way flashers, brake lights, tail lights, and marker lights. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Red in color, working properly. Then you're going to point out your license plate light and your backup light. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Amber color. My mud flaps, properly mounted and secured, not ripped or torn, at least 4 inches off the ground, and the DOT tape is present and of the right color. My trailer frame from front to back, side to side, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. All my support frame, all my cross members, pop rivets, and all my bolts are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and there are no holes in the floor. My landing gear is properly mounted and secured to the frame of the trailer. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged. All my cross members and support members are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Landing gear is cranked all the way up. My crank handle is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it is in a stowaway position. I have plenty of space between the front of my landing gear and the rear of my tractor. DOT tape from front to back. Properly mounted and secured, not ripped or torn, and is of the right color. Left and right turn signals, four-way flashers, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, and of the right color, amber. My trailer air lines, properly mounted and secured at both ends. They're not ripped, cut, or torn, and at least 18 inches off the ground and not leaking. Alright, that box right there, control arm box. Control arm's the one on the other side there on the bottom. This one here on this bottom that's round is your torque rod bushings. All three are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. You also have your spring mounts, leaf springs, 2 U-bolts and 4 nuts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Now you're going to go into your brakes again. Brake hoses and lines and brake chamber, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. On the back side of your brake chamber, you have your push rod slack adjusters, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Push rod is not bent. If that was a manual slack adjuster, it would be no more than 1 inch free plate. You'll come back out. Okay, next you're going to talk about your sliding tandem rail, which is this rail here with all the holes in it. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Then you got your slide stops, one here, one all the way in the back, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. You got 2 locking pins, one right here and one toward the back, a little further back. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Then you're going to talk about your bud wheels, properly mounted and secured, butted up tight against each other, evenly spaced all the way around, no debris in between them. My tires, properly mounted and secured, inflated to manufacturer specifications. These can be recaps. Tread depth is no less than 2/32 of an inch, evenly worn all across the tire, no cuts, gouges, or bulges. My metal rim and valve stem and cap, properly mounted and secured, not cracked or damaged, no illegal welds, and the valve stem is not bent or leaking. All of my lug nuts properly mounted and secured, no signs of rust trails or shiny spots, which would indicate a loose lug nut. My outer oil hub wheel seal, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, filled to the proper level and not leaking. You also might want to mention your shock absorber and your airbags, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, not leaking. Your trailer mud flaps, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, at least 4 inches off the ground, not ripped or torn. Your ABS light, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, amber in color. Marker light, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, red in color. My trailer rear door safety latch, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Then you're going to come to the back of your trailer. A lot of trailers have these lights at the top. They're your clearance lights. In this case, it's your marker lights, but you're going to mention your clearance lights at the top, left and right turn signals, four-way flashers, brake lights, tail lights, and marker lights. All properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. Then you're going to mention your door hinges on both sides. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, no missing bolts. Your door latches top to bottom, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Door handles, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My rear door safety chains, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. My license plate light, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly, clear in color. My DOT bumper, properly mounted and secured to the frame of the trailer, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My the DOT tape, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, not ripped or torn, and of the right color. My door seal, all the way around, both doors. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, working properly. At this time, you're going to place your hand on the right side of the trailer, and you'll say, at this time I will inspect this side of the vehicle the same way I did the other side.